Listen, before we get started, I want I want you to want me. I need you to need me. Oh, didn't I see you crying? Oh, what's up, guys? GeorgeTheCloud here. My name's Jorge, aka George. Welcome to the channel and welcome to my life. We have the full album, Blind Man's Zoo by 10,000 Maniacs from 1989. Let's do the research here. It is the fourth studio album by American alternative rock band 10,000 Maniacs. It was released on May 4th, 1989 by Elektra Records. The album contains songs addressing social issues and current events which occurred during and before the production of the album. This is a special request by Raymundo. Thank you so much for the coffee and for being a Patreon. I really appreciate it. Anyone else, if you would like to support my music journey, please check out my Patreon. It makes a big difference. And also subscribe to the channel if you want to see more reactions, of course. I'm almost at 1,000 subscribers, which is the first goal I have in mind. And then, you know, to the stars, to the, what's the saying? And beyond, something like that. Buzz Lightyear used to say it. Okay, so this is going to be a long video, of course. I'm expecting it around 1 hour and 27 minutes, if I had to guess. So if you have to use the bathroom, do it now. All right, let's get to the album here. 11 songs. I have reacted to, I think, 2 of them. Eat for Two, I did a reaction, and You Happy Puppet. Those are the ones that I have heard the audio, at least so far. But the others are new, and we're gonna go ahead and begin now. Oh, the headphones, of course. Grab some popcorn, fill up your water, put your headphones on, and let's go. Okay.
Oh, baby blankets and baby shoes, baby slippers, baby spoons, was a baby blue. Dream child in my head is a nightmare born in a borrowed bed. Now I know lightning strikes again. It struck me once, then struck me dead. My folly grows inside of me. I eat for two, walk for two, beat for two. Now walk for two, beat for two, beat for two. Now, well, the eggman fell down off his shelf. All the good king's men with all their help struggled till the end for show. They couldn't mend, you know, where this will lead. To hush and love in the nursery for the kicking one inside of me. I eat for two, walk for two, beat for two. Now eat for two, walk for two, beat for two. Now when the boy was a boy, the girl was a girl, and they found each other in a wicked world. Strong in some respect, but she couldn't stand for the way he begged and gave in. Pride is for men. Young girls should run and hide instead. Risk the game by taking dares with yes. Eat for two, walk for two, beat for two. Now eat for two, walk for two, beat for two. Now
hear the strings.
5 months, how it grows. 5 months now, I begin to show.
A fantastic song. Quick thoughts here. So I remember that the song is about a pregnancy of, a young female, and it really paints a picture on, how your life would change if you, have a baby, and now everything is for two, right? Completely, like, you have to, and that's one of the things I have thought about personally, in the future, if I want to have children or not. I think I do, but then, you kind of have to guide your life for that child now. Like, your dreams kind of diminish, and now you're living for that person's dreams. And this is, my point of view, like, from if I were a father. But, this is more like, if you're a female and you're going through all that, which I can't imagine, right? I can't relate as a man, but I think the song is such a groovy, like, rock groovy song. And I have reacted to Natalie Merchant many times before, in her solo work. A few songs from 10,000 Maniacs, or more than a few, probably like 8. And this is one of my favorite songs, I would say, because it's really groovy. It's nice to go along. And there's a segment in there where Natalie lowers her voice in the chorus, and it's just such a distinct segment in music. Even for, what I have heard from her, it stands out to me when she says, "Walk for two, breathe for two, eat for two," like, and then you hear the ding 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 in the background. Like, that combination sticks out. I'm gonna do something right now. I should have done this before. I don't know why I didn't think about it, but I'm going to look up the album on YouTube Music. That way I can check out the lyrics at the same time, because I always want to analyze the lyrics, especially with a musician like Natalie and 10,000 Maniacs, because they go deep. So, Blind Man's Zoo, full album, and then we can just listen to it here. There it is. Okay, exit. Okay, so next is Please Forgive Us. Okay. All right, that is it. And if you guys want a more in-depth analysis of Eat for Two, check out my reaction. I just don't want to repeat myself. And also, I don't want to make this video like 5 hours long. So I'll just say some commentary here and there. So Please Forgive Us, starting now. See, I can see the lyrics now.
Mercy, mercy, why didn't we hear it? Mercy, mercy, why did we read it? Buried on the last page of a morning paper. The plan was drafted. Jeff didn't seek it. Gunboats met the red tide, driven to the rendezvous for the army that they created. But the bullets were bought by our sailors, dollars that paper. Please forgive us, we don't know what was done. We don't know what was done in our name. There'll be more trials like this, mercenary heyday. know what was done. Please forgive us, we didn't know. Could you ever forgive us? I don't know how you could.
It's like some bongos or something like that.
I know this is no consolation. Please forgive us, we don't know what was done. Please forgive us, we didn't know. Could you ever believe that we didn't know? Didn't know. I wouldn't blame you if you never could. Please forgive us, we didn't know. I wouldn't blame you if you never could. Please forgive us, and you never
will. Hold on here. Please forgive us, we didn't know. Could you ever believe that we didn't know? Please forgive us, we didn't know. I wouldn't blame you if you never could, and you never will. This song makes me think about war. There's a lot of references here about fighting for freedom, the soldiers, justified murder. The bullets were bought by us. It was dollars that paid them. So we have blood on our hands. You know, dollars, American. So it's definitely talking about like the United States, you know, going into some war. Gunboats met the red tide, driven to the rum trade for the army that they created. Why did we read it buried on the last page of our morning papers? The plan was drafted in secret. So it was on the papers, but it wasn't prominent. It was just like at the very end, kind of hiding, right? And I'm thinking about, you know, what war she could be referencing specifically. World War II. I think that's kind of maybe too far back. The Vietnam War. I mean, that's a very popular war for songs. As you can see in the channel, I go back to the 60s, 70s, 80s, and many musicians from those eras were talking about the Vietnam War. Of course, especially in the 70s when it was going on. This album is from 1989, so a little bit later on. I'm just going to do quick research here and see what it's about. Please forgive us. Please forgive us. Oh, hold on. 10,000 Maniacs. I can't really type that fast, as you can see, and I also make mistakes. Meaning. So, written by Natalie Merchant, is an anti-war song reflecting on the victims of U.S. surrogate wars in Central America during the 1980s. It serves as an apology for actions taken in the name of the American public, specifically criticizing the justification of violence by freedom fighters. It's such every song in the album is gonna be such a rabbit hole, and you know, for a deep conversation, which we don't have the time for. But I'll just say that it's something that's still going on, right? The government, using soldiers as an excuse to going to some country, going to some place, invade, and make the people think that it's for our freedom, right? And then they kind of, it's a little bit twisted because it manipulates the public into thinking that it's for them, like it's for us. But of course we know it's mostly for profit. The big people up there, right? Pulling all the strings. And it's so much stuff going on right now, today, as we speak. But I think I have to move on here. So the next song is The Big Parade. Okay, isn't that a song by My Chemical Romance? All right. Anyway, let's continue here. Oh no, that's it's the Black Parade, I think it's called. You hear the parade drumming.
Detroit to DC, night in capital parties, lone young man take a seat, and by the rhythm of the rails, beating all his mother's mail, from a city boy in a jungle town, postmarked Saigon. He'll go live his mother's dream, join the slowest parade he'll ever see. Her weight of sorrows carried long and carried far. Take these, Tommy, to the wall. Natural line to the most sight with a tour of Japanese. He's wandering and lost in tale. Betting one fatigues takes him down to where they belong. Near a soldier, an ex-marine with a tattooed dagger, and eagle trembling by his lip beside a widow breaking down. She takes her purple heart, makes a fist, strikes a wall. I'll come to live a dream, to join the slowest parade they'll ever see. Their weight of sorrows carried long and carried far. I'll take him to the wall.
To the wall.
It's 40 paces to the year that he was slain. His hands slipping down the wall for its liquid rain. How would life have ever been the same if this world had found in it one last name? But for Christ's sake, he's
Oh,
been dead.
this pattern here.
Oh
no, not yet.
If this world had found in it one last name. But for Christ's sake, he's been dead over 20 years. He leaves the letters asking who caused my mother's tears. Was it Washington or the Viet Cong? Slow, deliberate steps are involved, and takes them away from the black granite wall toward the other monument so white and clean. Oh, Potomac, what we've seen. Abraham had his war too, but an honest war, or so it's taught in school.
and even making an Abraham Lincoln reference in this song, which I was not expecting, especially at the end, because now I'm left thinking about, Abraham, and then she says honest war, honest Abe. That's what he was known for, or so it's taught in school. So now I'm rethinking everything I know, and it reminds me a little bit of Christopher Columbus, and I'm getting sidetracked already, but yeah, this is a deep dive. We might as well go all in and enjoy it, because in school, when I was young, Christopher Columbus was like a hero, and we were taught like, oh, this guy is a legend. He discovered America. He did all, and then as I grew older, like slowly but surely, his reputation just kind of tarnished, and now I think most people see him as, the villain, and he did so many horrible things to the natives and to the people, and he didn't discover. And anyway, so it's like one of those things that in your mind, when you're young at school, you're taught certain things, and of course, you're a child, so they're probably not gonna expose all the darkness, and you're left with this this kind of bright picture of all these people that have monuments that are all around that you hear, but they're really not what you thought they were. This song, I think it's continuing on the wavelength of war, still talking about it, and very specific in some of the lyrics. And a lot of the lines were very long, which I don't think I have seen that many of, because in some of the songs they're kind of short. It's like, with the Eat for Two, right? Dun 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 dun, the chorus. This one is just like, she's telling a mini story in each line. Near a soldier, an ex-marine with a tattooed dagger and eagle trembling. He bites his lip beside a widow breaking down. And it starts off saying Detroit to DC night train capital, parts east. And there was also a reference here of the Potomac River, which again, in like history class, I'm like, okay, I have heard of it, but I'm not exactly sure, what the significance is here in this song. So again, I'm going to look it up and see what it tells us. The Big Parade. The Big Parade. This is a poignant reflection on the Vietnam War's legacy and the emotional experience of visiting the Vietnam Veterans Memorial in Washington, D.C. I have never seen it, so I didn't know. The song, featuring lyrics by Natalie, highlights the personal, often agonizing memories of veterans and the families left behind, questioning the political decisions behind the war. So it is, again, about war. Maybe I just I flipped the two, essentially. What I thought was about the Vietnam War is in this song and not the other one. But and this is what a choice, right? To have back-to-back songs about war. Interesting. Not sure why they would do that, but let's continue on, because I always think about the order of songs in an album. It's very important, right? How you open it up, you starting, you lead people into the album, and everything in between, and how you end. So next song is going to be Trouble Me. Okay, let's tune in. Something, just a quick comment I wanted to say on the Big Parade before I forget. The chords at the beginning, and I'll replay them. Do-do-dum, do-do-dum. Remind me a lot of the song Simple Man by Lynyrd Skynyrd.
when your silence is my greatest fear. Why let your shoulders bend underneath this burden when my back is sturdy and strong? Speak to me.
Oh, those vocals.
Have a look inside these eyes.
Well done.
This burden when my back is sturdy and strong. Speak to me.
Speak to me. Oh, so nice.
Have a look inside these eyes. Well, I'm learning. Please don't hide them just because of tears. Send you off to sleep with a there, there, now. Stop you turning and tossing. Let me know where the hurt is and how to heal. Spare me. Don't spare me anything troubling.
Dun dun dun.
Trouble me.
I like this part where, like, the songwriting, spare, then spare me, then don't spare me anything. It's like it keeps, I don't know if that has a particular name in, you know, in this context, but it's the way she did it that to me it's like a very smart and interesting way of doing it. Like the style. I absolutely love the vocals here, how she's doing her own, like, choir vocals, right? And it sounds so nice.
Disturb me with all your cares and your worries. Speak to me and let our words build a shelter from the storm. Let me. And lastly, let me know what I can mend. There's more honestly than my sweet friend. You can see. Trust is what I'm offering. If you trouble me,
If you trouble me. I can't quite do I'm not a singer, guys. I think by now we know this, but I still like to say it again, you know, to sing it in my head and then kind of replicate it because I really enjoy what singers do with their vocals. This song is my favorite of the album so far. I'll tell you this much. It is a very comforting song. And imagine if someone said this to you, right? Trouble me. You know, why carry the world up on your shoulders, as the Beatles once said? You know, you can rely on me. You can trust me. You know, then you can see trust is what I'm offering. If you trouble me, that is such a nice thing to say. I'm trying to find the words, but you know, for the most part, we are aware that we can rely on family members, friends, you know, a couple, you know, your partner, whatever, for this, but maybe people don't say it and don't say it as often. It's like the classic "I love you," right? Like, we know we love each other, but maybe it's important to say it because that psychologically you feel good and you're like, yes, okay. And so this is a trouble me. Wow. This is very wholesome. Okay. All right. Let's, especially after the previous two songs about war, they drastically changed it up. All right. Oh, next up, You Happy Puppet. I reacted to this, it was a long time ago on the main channel, and I moved it to this one. I don't know if it's up, but yeah, I did hear it a long time ago. Let's revisit this song.
How did they teach you to be just a happy puppet dancing on a string? How did you learn everything that comes along with Swedish funnery? Tell me something, if the world is so insane, is it making you sane again to let another man talk at the head that pulls up your nodding head? How did they teach you to be just a happy puppet dancing on a string? How do you manage to live inside this tiny stage you can be? Tell me something, if the world is so insane,
The
is
echo.
it making you sane again to let another man talk at the tail that pulls up your nodding head? A dollar strong on the wire
As I nod my head.
when the master gone, you hang there with your eyes and your limbs so lifeless. Tell me something, if the world is so insane,
Let's go back to this part. I really enjoy the guitar playing in the album so far. I think it has a touch of jazz.
tell me something, if the world is so insane, is it making you sane again to let another man talk at the tail that pulls up your nodding head? How did they teach you to be just a happy puppet dancing on a string? How do you manage to speak your mouth a frozen grin? Dollar strong on the wire
Some
when the
synth
master
keys going on there.
gone, you hang there with your eyes and your limbs so lifeless. Tell me something, if the world is so insane, is it making you sane again to let another man talk at the tail that pulls up your empty wooden head, your hollowed head, your marble eyes, your wooden hands and your metal jaw pins? Oh, wait in limbo for the man who knows how to move you this way.
Yep. So I can see it right here. I actually watched the music video for it, and it was, from what I remember, Natalie in like this dark interrogation room with a puppet on a table. It was very dark and almost like like an experiment going on. And I think the song is about manipulation. I don't know exactly, from what source. I could imagine being the government, right, manipulating people, and that sort of a sheep mentality, right, that we have to just follow whatever they say and go this and do our routine just so that the ones above can have the freedom and the wealth and everything else that we would want. Yeah, let's look at some of the lyrics here. I'm still here. She's describing it like a very technical, right? Your hollow head, your marble eyes, your wooden hands, and your metal jaw pins all wait in limbo for the man who knows how to move you this way. Huh. I could also see this being as like manipulation in a relationship, right? When I think for them, well, it could go be either way, right? Man or female, but I think it's more prominent when males try to control their partners, and it's just like, oh, okay, you're with me now, and it's like, don't be doing this or texting or calling or whatever. It's like they try to restrict the other person, and they think they own them, which is very toxic and of course no good. That's what I say. But yeah, let me know in the comments how you guys interpret the song. For some of them, I think the meaning is straightforward, like the Vietnam War example, but others, I think you can kind of think of different scenarios that they would apply to. All right, next up, Headstrong. Okay, Headstrong. I think that I'm just thinking of like other references. That's a song by I don't know, was it like Avenged Sevenfold? It could be. All right. There's a guitar part.
Take this to your heart and you
The drummer is going crazy. You hear that drumming again. This is a type of drumming that I have not heard from her solo work. I think I am starting to see the clear difference of the songs from the band and from Natalie. I think the songwriting, it's still pretty close, like it's definitely her, but sound design, instrumentals, with the band, I'm seeing that they go a lot harder. It's more rock and roll. The drummer has like more intensity. There's guitar solos, a little bit, some riffs here and there, and they kind of have a solid structure that they repeat. I notice it especially when I see the bar of the audio here, and then in certain parts I remember, okay, like the guitar is gonna be around the middle of this part over here, and then the chorus, etc. So it's like a template that they follow, and it's very tight. In terms of the song Headstrong, I think it, this is very relatable, or you could say that it's representing Natalie herself. I see her as somebody who like a strong, independent woman, right? She stands her ground, firmly planted, and you could say that she's even a tough cookie, right? And this whole song is like, she's kind of, I feel like I would not want to get yelled at or reprimanded by Natalie, because she would do it in such a smart way, but also like strong, that you can't, what do you even say to that, right? And that's what we're seeing here. To your common sense, firm arguments, I won't listen to your voice of reason trying to change my mind. I mind my feelings and not your words. So I care about myself, right? I'm not just gonna let you come into my life and try to, get some crazy ideas in my head. I'm not that easy, and I'm not gonna change my mind. A definition of headstrong. So there you have it, man. One of it's one of the more intense songs that I'm hearing from the album, especially with the drummers. I think all the musicians here are great in their own way, and I could see them like each kind of separating and doing their thing. For example, this type of drumming I would expect from a different band, more like a progressive metal, or progressive rock, more into maybe hard rock that I have heard in like early 2000s and stuff like that. Not necessarily in the same vibe of Natalie, right? Kind of different there, but okay. Let's move on to Poison in the Well. That sounds like the name of a book or something like that. very upbeat,
Tell
fast.
me what's gone wrong. I tilt my head there under the faucet when I turn it on. Dry as paper, call the neighbor. Who's to blame for what's going on? In the dark, without a clue, I'm just the same as you. Oh, they tell us there's poison in the well, that someone's been a bit untidy, and there's been a small spill. Not a lot, no, just a drop. There you are, mistaken, you know you are. I wonder just how long they knew our well was poison, but they let us just drink on. Oh, they tell us there's poison in the well, that someone's been a bit untidy, that there's been a small spill, and oh, that it amounts to is a tear in a salted sea, that someone's been a bit untidy. They'll have it cleaned up in a week, but the week is over. Now it's growing into years since I was told that I should be calm, there's nothing to fear. Hey, but I drank red water for years, my wife and my children. So tell me, where to now? If you fight for a valuable life, can be fought and lost in your backyard. Oh, don't tell us there's poison in the well, that someone's been a bit untidy, that there's been a small spill, and all that it amounts to is a tear in a salted sea, that someone's been a bit untidy. They'll have it cleaned up in a week.
Do, 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 do. Now, this song makes me think about the environment. I mean, clearly she mentioned water a lot. The essence of anything that is related to water, the oceans, the rivers, the actual water supply. And it reminded me of that famous oil spill in the I think it was the Gulf of Mexico, if I'm not mistaken, about 15 years ago. And what I get from the song is that maybe it has to do with the government as well, people in charge, how they are, working whatever, they're ruling and they're doing stuff here and there, and all of a sudden they make a mistake, or we notice it, right? And then they have to speak up and say like, oh, this happened, but we'll take care of it. Don't even worry about it. It's not a big deal. We'll get it cleaned up in a week. And so they're trying to minimize the problem and the situation, even though it's a big deal. It could be dealing with, maybe people's lives at risk, or like I said, the environment. I'm thinking about global warming and stuff like that. And Natalie just makes it very clear that she's against all of this, but there's also an irony about her. I think she likes to be ironic with her lyrics, or kind of make the songwriting in a way that doesn't sound as like aggressive, like, oh, I'm super angry about this, I'm raging. No, it's like she very politely says, you know what, I don't agree with this, for these reasons, and just she says it in her own way, which I appreciate. Poison in the well, and that also seems like a more, you know how Genesis in the Holy Bible, we're going to the Bible now. It's like the Word of God, if you believe it. But either way, if you don't, I mean, the Bible, probably the greatest book of all time, with incredible stories, teachings, symbolism, imagery. It has to be. And how, like, Genesis, for the creation of the earth, everything is so like it's dumbed down, I would say, for our tiny little human brains to understand. But people take it as, like, you know, the word, like, exactly how it is. And it's not. It's symbolism. At least I think it is. And that's why people are like, oh, well, how does this, you know, you're going to create the whole planet and the universe in 1 week? Well, no, but, or I mean, I don't know, but he's just explaining it. If I'm talking about the Bible, he's just explaining things so that, almost like if you're telling a complicated story to a child, you're not going to say it the same way as you would to an adult, somebody of your age. You're going to have to use different vocabulary and be like, oh, you know, and then this and that, and be like more simple about it. That's the way she uses some of the, like, the lyrics. Poison in a well, it's like a story that I would have heard from medieval times, but maybe it's all symbolism, and it's something that applies, you know, in when they wrote this and also today. Okay, we're moving on here. Dust Bowl. Okay. Anyone gonna watch the Super Bowl? I know that's completely unrelated, but Patriots, Seahawks. That's gonna be a big game. Rooting for the Patriots, of course. I lived in Boston for many years, so I wish Tom Brady was still playing. Okay, let's get into that. Is so unrelated, but okay.
I should know to leave them home. They follow me through the store with these toys I can't afford. Kids, take them back, you know better than that. Dolls that talk, astronauts, TV games, airplanes they don't understand. And how can I explain? I try and try, but I can't save pennies, nickels, dollars slip away. I've tried and tried, but I can't save my youngest girl. Bad fever, sure. All night with alcohol to cool and rub her down. Ruby, I'm tired. Try and get some sleep. I'm adding doctor's fees to remedies with the cost of 3 days' work lost. I try.
I hear ya. I'm there.
I've tried and tried, but I can't save the hole in my pocketbook is growing. There's a new wind blowing, they say it's gonna be a cold, cold one. So brace yourselves, my darlings. It won't bring anything much Took the first and the last letters and 3 of the names. This lottery's been building up for weeks. I could be lucky, me with a 5 million prize. Tears of disbelief spilling out of this lottery.
She's starting to go like country on us and a little bit of rapping. Dun 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 dun. This one's gonna be interesting to talk about at the end.
Been building up for weeks. I could be lucky, me with a 5 million prize. Tears of disbelief spilling out of my eyes. I try and try, but I can't say. Pennies, nickels, dollars slip away. I've tried and tried, but I can't say. The hole in my pocketbook is growing. There's a new wind blowing, they say. It's gonna be a cold, cold one. So brace yourselves, my darlings. It won't bring anything much away, but more dustful days.
This is a kind of a depressing song if you think about it, because this applies to so many people. In this specific story, she mentions being a mother and having kids, and one of the kids being sick. It's late at night, and just alcohol to cool and rub her down. There's doctors, fees, the medication, everything's going up. It's just like this snowball of things that we have to deal with, right? But it's a lot more difficult when you don't have money and you're the hole in the pocketbook is growing. So I can relate. I've been there. I mean, it's so much worse for some people, but man, when you just don't have money, and when you have debt on top of it, even worse, because then you really don't have money. You owe money. You're at negative. But the show must go on. Still, this is the visuals here. I'm like, I was imagining like a mother and the kids late at night, in the dining room or living room, and it's very dim, and they all look kind of like with raggedy clothing and bags under her eyes, and she's trying to take care of them. And the worst part is over here, this lottery's been building up for weeks. I could be lucky, me, with the 5 million prize. Tears of disbelief spilling out of my eyes. So when you get to that point where you're so desperate and you're just kind of like spending your money on the lottery, and it's not, I mean, the lottery is kind of a scam, I would say. And the chances of winning are so low that you're just wasting money at that point. But you have like, in your head, no, I'm gonna win, and that adrenaline and the like, what would even be the word? It becomes like an addiction at that point, and you're stuck in that loop of doing the same thing, trying the same things over and over again. It's not gonna work, and so now they're just wasting more money in the lottery. Man, this is a tough one. In terms of the instrumentation, I think it kind of stayed the same throughout. I didn't even notice a big progression or change. There was no chorus in this song. It was just straight up a story. And so we kind of moved like this, right? no ups, downs, no solo, no shenanigans, nothing. It's just like the story itself. When the song started playing, the guitar and those chords, I almost thought that, it's something that could belong like the Scorpions or Metallica, one of those bands, and then you hear like a big drop, a big solo, some screams, something goes on. But no, this is 10,000 Maniacs and Natalie, so they're kind of doing it their way. But this is what I'm saying, like each of the musicians in this band could have went their own way and started something completely different from the other. Okay, well, that was a bit depressing. And I'll go over it at the end. All right, next up, the lion's share.
Can I be unhappy? Look at what I see. A beast in furs and crowned in luxury. He's a wealthy man in the poorest land itself, appointed king, and there's no complaining while he's reigning. The lands are bare of fleece and cold.
I noticed this technique in the other songs as well, how she ends like one paragraph and goes straight into the next one.
While he's reigning, the lands are bare of fleece and cold. The lion has stolen that I'm told. There must be some creature mighty as you are. The lambs go hungry, not fair. The biggest portion is the lion's share. There must be some creature mighty as you are. Can I be unhappy? Listen and agree. No words can shame him or tame him. The lambs are bare of fleece and cold. The lion has stolen that I'm told. There must be some creature mighty as you are. The lambs go hungry, not fair. The biggest portion is the lion's share. There must be some creature mighty as you are. As you are.
Yeah, see the guitar around this point.
As you are. Days are claws in velvet paws. You dance in your garden home till a stronger beast will call on you and pounce upon your throat. Do we pay dearly for the lion takes all the greedily, and he knows that what he's taken, it is ours. That's how the wealth's divided among the lambs and king of the beasts. It is so one-sided until the lamb is king of the beast. We live so one-sided.
Until the lamb is king of the beasts, we live so one-sided. And so again, she dives into what I can think is referring to like the social economic status of people in the United States, all over the world, really throughout history, it's been the same thing over and over again. Has it gotten worse? Probably. The gap between the upper class and the lower class, the distribution of wealth is just kind of ballooning and getting away. I mean, Elon Musk right now, what almost $800 billion worth? That is, I mean, really, no one man should have all that money, and it's crazy how, I mean, I with him, like, he's doing a service to the world. He has products, he has companies, he's a a genius. Like, I get that, but still, it's even worse when it's politicians and people that shouldn't have that money, right? But yeah, I'm picturing a farm right here, just like my child mind. I'm thinking like the lion, the sheep, they're kind of living together, the grasslands, right? The little farmer and the house. But it's representing the hierarchy in society, I would say. And most of us are the sheep. We are the 99%. And we're like here, the 1% is so far, like, I can't even comprehend sometimes, the reach, the power, and the influence of these people, right? And of course, the wealth, it's just insane. She talks about the greed and how he knows that what he takes is ours, right? It's like they just don't care, straight up. And it's a tough mentality to break, and an issue that I don't even know how it can be solved, because, like I said, it just keeps getting worse, right? That gap, you just read in, like, anywhere, the articles, Forbes magazine, whatever. It's like, yeah, the wealthy, the richest people in the world this year gained, like, $50 billion each, like the wealthiest. It's just like, what? How does, in 1 year? It's the type of money that for a regular person, the 99%, we would not have that money in like 1,000 lifetimes. Like, it is so astronomical. But man, this they just keep touching upon the important issues of society. So, all right. Next we go to hateful hate. Okay. And here's the thing. A lot of the topics, they are kind of dark. They are depressing. They are real life. But of course, you get that feeling of like, what can I do? These are issues. But somehow with the instruments, the way the band is playing, you got the guitar solos and stuff like that, it softens the blow. Otherwise, I think by the end of the songs, you're kind of feeling like, man, who am I? Like, what am I even doing at this point? But I don't get the feeling of like complete devastation. In fact, there's some strength in her voice that kind of motivates me to, like, you gotta stand your ground, do something. Okay. Hateful hate. Oh, we got the organ for this one. Wow. Did not see that coming. We are back in church. There it is. Their guns and God willing. And this one had kind of a crazy evolution. This is how it starts. And this is how it ends. This song could work as like a musical, a play, a series. I don't know. There's so much into this song that it's like my eyes. This is probably the most like bulkiest song of the album, and the storytelling, as always, fantastic. Right from the beginning, I was forming pictures in my head. The dark night, a giant slumbered untouched for centuries, till awakened by a white man's cry. And so this stood out to me. I was like, oh, white man specifically. This is the Eden I was to find. There were lands to be charted and to be claimed for a crown. And who has the crown? Well, certain countries that, you know, they have their traditions and their monarchies. When a hero was made by the length he could stay in the dangerous land of hateful hate. So by this point, I'm picturing like medieval times, Europe, you know, the crown, the British. Curiosity filled the heads of these. There was an upper room they had to see. Okay, then it repeat the curiosity, it filled, it spilled. Legacy. But then it really goes into like some clues here and there, just words that stand out to me. For example, captured like human livestock, destined for slavery. Naked walked to the shore where great ships moored for the hell-bound journeys. Maybe even a reference to the Moors. Bought and sold with a hateful hate. And then what was the other one? Calling men of adventure for a jungle bush safari. At this point, I'm picturing Africa and the Europeans going into Africa because that's safaris there, white man, the crown, hate. Conquer. This is about conquering, you know, lands, the imperialism and everything that happened that we know, you know, shaped the world when there was a few people in power. It was the Europeans, and they were just trying to take over every place. Then see death in his eyes to know you're alive. European, it literally says it. European homesteads grew up in the colonies with civilized plans for wild hinterlands. Their guns and God willing, of course, using God and religion as an excuse. Well, God wants us to do this. He told us he's backing us up. He wants us to be here and have these lands for ourselves. And also he probably wants you to kind of move over there in chains, and you're gonna have to learn this new religion and this language. It's God. He wants it. So there's a point in here that also stands out to me. Curiosity spilled the blood of these for their spotted skins and ivory. And when it said ivory, I'm thinking ivory tusks, like elephants. And it's the first kind of reference that I'm seeing to the album cover itself. I was wondering when this was going to come up because it's so prominent. It's like, okay, the zoo animals, but the elephant is like in, everywhere here. And I'm like, how does this, when is this gonna tie into the story? And I'm seeing ivory. I'm like, oh, okay, now I see it. Yeah, just madmen with a lusting and a greed. Basically, she summed up the conquests of the Europeans in one song, and so vivid. So many things happened here. And you could even make like a movie about this. It was intense. The evolution started off with an organ, and even that, where could you have heard this type of music playing? I'm picturing Europe in the 15th century, that kind of era. And it ends on like persecution, like tribal, like, there's suspense, like something's happening, people running for their lives. And this is a big song. And just the title itself, Hateful Hate. And now the last one, Jubilee. Wow. It's 6 minutes, the longest of the songs. Let's see how they're going to wrap up the album. Well, it's been a treat so far. Thank you everyone who has been watching. I will give you my final thoughts at the end, and we'll take it from there. Okay.
He fills the flower vases, trims the candle vases, takes small change from the poor box. Tyler has the key. He takes nail and hammer to tack up the banner of felt scraps glued together, reading Jesus lives in me. Alone in the night he mocks the words of the preacher. God is feeling your every pain. Repair the Christmas stable, restore the plaster angel. Her lips begin to crumble and her robes begin to peel. For Bible study in the church basement, hear children gospel citing Matthew 17:15. Alone in the night he mocks the arms of the preacher raised to the ceiling. Tell God your pain. To him the world's defiled. In Lot he sees a likeness there. He swears this Sodom will burn down.
The story of Sodom, I am familiar.
Near sacred blood there's a dance hall. where Tyler Glenn saw a black girl and a white boy kissing shamelessly. Black hands on white shoulders, white hands on black shoulders dancing. And you know what's more, he's God's man disciple, a righteous title for the word he heard. He's so misunderstood. Though simple-minded, a crippled man to know this man's to fear this man, to shake when he shake when he shake when he comes. Wasn't it God that left Puritans in Salem do what they did to the unfaithful?
My God, I think this is following along the lines of the previous song, right? Now I'm stuck in like medieval times, Bible references. We're seeing all sorts of ancient times coming to light. And now she references the Puritans in Salem. I think that is Salem, Massachusetts. The witch trials and everything that happened there. A lot of people, a lot of persecutions, hangings, unjustified killings because people thought they were possessed, they were witches, and it was probably just like a mental health issue, stuff like that, mental illness. It's crazy. It is actually crazy. Man, let's continue. Also, the first song with stringed instruments that I can recall. Very classical sounding.
Boys at the Jubilee, slowly sinking to brown bag whiskey drinking and reeling on their feet. Girls at the Jubilee in low-cut dresses yield to rough caresses, and the manhandling. Black hands on white shoulders, white hands on black shoulders dancing. And you know what's more,
It's like she's talking about sinfulness.
through the tall plates of grassy, as for the Jubilee, with a bucket in his right hand, full of rags soaked in gasoline. He lifts the shingles in the dark and slips the rags there underneath. He starts a matchstick on the backside and watches the rags ignite. He climbs the bell tower of the sacred blood to watch the flames rising higher toward the tree. Silence wailing now toward the sea.
What an unexpected way to end the album. Out of nowhere. it's very much unlike most of the songs that we have heard. I mean, this song was with the classical, it was so intense, fiery. At the end, it was like this, it kept building up and building up and just kind of cuts off. Eat for Two. How did it start? Dun 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 dun. Man, please forgive us. Then it went into, okay, so it was about pregnancy. I very much enjoyed Eat for Two. Then it was about the Central American War. Please forgive us. The Big Parade, the Vietnam War. Trouble Me. My favorite song of the album, I have to say. In terms of like her vocals and how she was doing, backup vocals, and probably the meaning as well. It's just kind of, like I said, comforting, and it feels very, very soft, very it's like a big hug from Natalie. They have You Happy Puppet, so that moves into like the trying, control and what's the word I'm looking for? Like when you're trying to convince people, manipulation. Headstrong. Okay, she's saying, don't just come in here and trying to change my mind. Poison the Well. That was I think in my head more about the environment and the government trying to downplay the severity of actions that they have taken in certain aspects of the world, our lives, etc., for the worse. Dust Bowl, that was depressing. No money, man. The Lion's Share, continuing the money thing, the distribution of wealth and how unjust it is. Hateful Hate, the big song here, I would say, about conquering the lands. And Jubilee. So what I notice here from the order of the songs, even though some of them are like here and there, and like what they're going in like waves, right? And it's like some of them back to back have similar ideas, similar vibes, but it ended on I was not okay. Most of the songs from 10,000 Maniacs, like, they're very, I would say, predictable in terms of sound. The instruments, they have, the drummer, the guitar, her voice, etc. But a few of these songs threw me off. When Hateful Hate started with the organ, I was like, where is this coming from, right? I thought, Mr. Crowley by Ozzy Osbourne was going to start playing. And then Jubilee. So much in there with the instruments. I don't think they used like stringed instruments in other songs, and there was a few in there that I was like, I was not expecting it, and definitely not wrapping up in such a dramatic way. They touched upon a lot of different topics. I just went over them. Very real, very serious, things that affect us as individuals, or that have affected us in the grand scheme of humanity. And there's so much to think about. It just leaves you with like many thoughts, and like history is running through my head. The government, humanitarian efforts even, and it's just like touching upon all the issues that we can face, from as big as they get, right, taking over a continent, a country, to as little as it could get. Maybe you don't have money for or dinner tonight. I mean, that's kind of a big deal, but it's just like in perspective. Oh, this was juicy. I mean, really kind of nutritious in an educational way. I feel like I have learned the way they compose all the lyrics is very smart. I've said this before, and Natalie is a very educated person, and the wording that they use, it's kind of like it's there. Let's like you can grab it, and you can kind of expand from that and learn more and look into it. Like I said, I could spend hours going over every song and deeper into the meaning. I think I did, enough here, but this was amazing. I can see how people were, critically acclaiming this album to be very good. By the way, shout out to Daxton. I think it is one of the people that have commented the most on my 10,000 Maniacs videos, and of course Raymundo for the support. Man, this was great. I'm gonna continue on the journey, of course. So if you guys have suggestions, please comment down below. Again, feel free to check out the Patreon. It would really help me out a lot. Subscribe, and at the end, do a flip. Till the next.